How long are you here for?
Regis. We have to shoot for a minute, brother.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Regis, can I get you for a minute, man?
That's cool,
Talk.
bro. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Blackman Ridge, and Donzonville, Gonzalez. Yeah. I'm gonna ask you,
Good looking out. Thank you.
hey, if Tank go.
Oh, I'm disconnected now. Hold on.
Want to see that? You want that float?
I say I'll fight anybody. When I say that, I mean it, bro. Like, a lot of people say that, but they don't really mean it when I say I really mean it. So I'll fight anybody. So, but it don't seem like nobody won't fight me right now. So we'll see, bro. But like I said, I ain't call out.
Going live in 5 minutes. Going live in 5 minutes. Please turn all your cell phones to silent. Thank you.
I think he gonna stop him. Yeah, I think he gonna stop. That style-wise, bro, Gervonta got that strong-ass left-hand uppercut, bro. I think he gonna I think he gonna stop him. And it's like perfect for him. He's gonna run right into that shit. So I think he should be able to. I think he gonna stop him.
Will it be competitive, you think? Fun while it lasts?
I think it'll probably be like how it was in Santa Cruz. You know, maybe a little punches going back and forth. You know, I don't. Maybe it'll be more competitive than Santa Cruz, but I think that eventually Gervonta will hit him. I think he's gonna stop him.
How much have you wanted that fight and want that fight with Gervonta Davis? You guys have went back and forth.
Yeah, we go back and forth all the time. You know, I mean, really, it all happened because I think somebody put on Twitter about me because really, originally I was supposed to fight Mario Barrios. That was the fight I was supposed to have with Barrios. And then from what my understanding, like he couldn't make 140 no more, Barrios. And I just commented, I was like, man, that's some bitch ass shit because he said he can't make 140. Now he gonna fight Gervonta at 140. And so then, of course, then somebody said me and Gervonta, and then that's kind of how that shit got started.
Mm-hmm. You feel like you definitely be the toughest opponent he's ever faced to this point? Yeah. And not just Gervonta, but we got Devin fighting. And these young lightweights are trying to prove themselves. How much would you like a fight for them to move? Some of them are having problems making weight now, like Tiafimo at 135. How much do you think?
I fight any name, bro. Any name. I'll fight any name, bro. I'm at 140. I'm gonna stay at 140 for a little while. My goal is to be a 2-time world champion. So, until that happens, I'm staying at 140 right now.
When do you think we'll see you back in the ring, Regis?
Hopefully I get a fight day soon. I gotta go to Dubai next week, and then hopefully I'll know some stuff when I go out there.
How do you see this main event playing out, Haney and Diaz?
I think it's a good ass fight. I lean more towards Haney, but I think it's gonna be a very, very good competitive fight, and I think it's gonna be exciting and good for the boxing.
Which of these young lightweights, I know Tio just lost, but Tank and Devin, all of them impressed you the most? Would you put your chips on?
Honestly, bro, it was Tio at first. It was for me. It was Tio because he beat Loma. You know what I'm saying? But it was him, and now it's I don't know, man. Between all of them now, all of them is they all kind of like on the same level. I think Wooden Dreamer has the biggest star power. Devonta has the biggest star power, but as far as skill wise, Devin might have the most skills. Ryan Garcia might be the most popular. So I don't know, bro. It's real good for them to all mesh and mix together, and it's exciting.
You said just one more. Oh yeah, you said like Haney has the skills.
Going live in 2 minutes.
And they say skills pay the bills. You feel like long term, then he might be the best one to put the chips on because of the size. He's got size and then the skills. Or
I wouldn't say that because for me, at first it was like Tio for me. He had the goods for me, because he beat Loma. But then now you got Cambosis. He's in that mix too, So it's just I think it's like that whole little class is real exciting. I want to see, starting to see all those fighters, clash and fight each other.
Regis, I feel like you don't really give enough credit to that Josh Taylor fight. You went on his soil, fought an extremely close fight, and a lot of people wanted to see the rematch because of how close it was, especially on foreign soil. What do you think would need to happen, or could you ever see that rematch ever happening?
I think it will happen again. But I already knew they didn't have a rematch clause, so I knew it wasn't gonna happen immediately. But I think that it's gonna happen. I think it will happen in the future, probably at 147. But like I said, my goal is to be a 2-time world champion at 140, and we gonna see what he's gonna do. He has a defense, and then see what he's going to do after that.
What do you think of him? Obviously, the last time we saw him
Going live in 30 seconds.
was the
30 seconds.
Jose Ramirez unification rival for Undisputed. I know he has a Jack Catterall defense, but what did you think of his performance and just overall what he's been able to accomplish since you got your guys' fight in 2019?
I mean, he accomplished a lot, bro, pound for pound, you know, and I'm definitely happy for him. And I honestly felt like he was gonna do that to Ramirez for, you know, I just kind of felt like that, like he was gonna, you know, he was just gonna beat Ramirez like he did.
47. I've talked to him a lot. It seems like he's moving up to 47 after Catterall. How do you think he fares, you know, with all the big names at 47?
It'll be exciting to see. It'll be exciting to see what he can do. That's the thing. We're excited to see what he can do. There's a lot of big names up there. You know, right now, you know, they got the two big dogs up there, which is, you know, Spence, and they both are looking unstoppable. So that'll be, for him to get that mix, that'll be, you know, it'll be a first match. And then, like he said, you know, on that too, man, you got a lot of talent. So for him to get up there too, that'll be just a real exciting talent pool just coming up, you know, 147
Did you think anything about Tio's upset with Campbell? What did you think of that fight, man?
I didn't watch the fight, to be honest. I watched the highlights and stuff like that. To be honest, I was at Chuck E. Cheese with my kids when the fight was happening, so I was watching Lil on the phone and stuff. But I didn't watch the whole fight. But
30 seconds.
You know, just happy for Cambosa, man. Like it's just, you know, sometimes you just like when the underdog wins, you know. And I feel like maybe I kind of felt like if Tio would have fought him like he would fought Loma, I think he would have won. Like probably not easily, but he definitely would have won. But you know, I think that he probably maybe overlooked him, or maybe something else was in his head. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I'm still happy for Cambosa. He earned it, and you know, now he said, you know, he might fight Devin, and you know, over there in front of 8,000 people. And,
welcome
that's
back to
him,
Las Vegas. This is the official weigh-in for Devin Haney versus JoJo Diaz. We are from the MGM Grand Garden Arena. So many historic and great fights have happened here, and of course Saturday night will be no different. We welcome you in. I am your host, Karan Bhatia, joined by Kaylee Reese. Kaylee, you just got married recently. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And we are, of course, previewing Devin Haney versus JoJo Diaz. Devin Haney spent most of his career at lightweight. They're going to be weighing in. JoJo Diaz made the step up. This is going to be his second fight at the weight. He looks like he's comfortable. What do you expect to see from Devin Haney versus JoJo Diaz?
I mean, Devin Haney in himself, you know, he's a special fighter, up and coming, and he's definitely made this, some noise in the weight division. But JoJo Diaz is an exciting fighter. He comes to fight, he takes the fight. So I'm excited to see this fight.
And we mentioned you just got married. Before that, you won a fight against Jessica Kamara. That's setting up an undisputed fight at 140 pounds next year versus Chantel Cameron. Speaking of undisputed, at welterweight, we have Jessica McCaskill, and she's going to be taking on someone that you are very familiar with. That is Candy Wyatt. So what do you remember about your fight with Candy Wyatt?
I mean, Candy Wyatt, to me, looked a little more comfortable at 47 when she took on Alma Barra back in August when we both fought. And, you know, Candy Wyatt comes to fight. She comes forward and she comes to bang every second of every round. And we all know McCaskill comes with a chip on her shoulder. She comes in shape and she comes to defend her title. So I'm excited to see Candy take the opportunity on a week's notice. She was already training to take a fight on in December. And like I said, I feel personally, I like seeing her at 147. I think she's a little more comfortable. So expect some fireworks on Saturday.
Candy Wyatt said boxing is her passion, her life, and to have the chance to become undisputed welterweight champion is her dream out. My understanding is you're going to be helping her try to achieve that dream. You're going to be in the corner with her, right?
Absolutely. I'm here. You know, she's a stablemate again. She's managed by Brian Cohen, and we have quite a few females in the ranks. So when she took this fight last minute, I was available. Brian came here to, you know, work the cuts and work a corner, and I'm just here to support, you know, and I'm also braiding her hair, so I do it all.
And so that will be for undisputed at welterweight. Now, we mentioned you are going for undisputed at 140 pounds. What would that mean to you to be an undisputed champion?
It would mean everything. I mean, we have, you know, the mecca of boxing. We're here in Vegas, but to win the undisputed championship, that's something that every fighter dreams of. You know, you dream of being a world champion, and then what's next? You want to unify the titles. What's next is be undisputed. That's like the top goal that we have right now, and that's what's right in front of us, so that's what we're going to go and get.
And this will be, tomorrow night will be the lightweight championship of the world, Devin Haney's WBC World Lightweight title at stake. Last weekend we had Another part of the lightweight picture, a big part of it, of course, Teofimo Lopez, the champion, was knocked off by George Kambosos. I'm sure you saw that amazing fight. What were your thoughts of Teofimo versus George Kambosos?
It was, again, it was boxing. Anything can happen in this game, and it was another huge upset. You know what I mean? Teofimo Lopez, this is not the end of the world for him. You know, we take some losses, we take some wins, and I think it was an amazing win by Kambosos. He did the work, and he came and showed up. I just think the fight itself was an amazing fight. I mean, we're ending off the year with some really good fights.
So speaking of undisputed unification, right? These are the things that are trending, and that's great for boxing fans that that's happening. So the winner of Devin Haney versus JoJo Diaz will have to travel to Australia. That's what George Kambosos has said, to challenge for the titles, the remaining titles. Would you advise those men to make that trip to have a chance to be undisputed?
Man, Devin Haney is about that life, so he'll fight wherever the fight is. Like you said, he'll fight him on Jupiter, and the fact that it's in his home country doesn't matter. With somebody that's such a skilled fighter as Devin Haney, it doesn't matter where they fight. You know, it's a great for Kambosos, especially have professional unification, undisputed fight in some place like Australia where boxing is not that big yet. So for him as a hometown favorite, it's going to be great for them. But I know Devin Haney is about that life, and he'll fight him anywhere, anytime. I just think it's great that we still have these fights matching up, the best fighting the best, and it's kind of the anticipation of an undisputed tournament in itself, kind of in the making.
That's what we want to see, the best fighting the best. And for Devin Haney to even have a shot against George Kambosos, he's going to have to get through the hungry challenger, JoJo Diaz. And if we learned anything from last week, hungry challengers are always live. That's going to be at the top of our card on Saturday, December 4th. Our entire undercard is stacked, a lot of young talent, and we're going to see these fighters weigh in now. So to get things started, I'm going to throw it up to our master of ceremonies, David Diamante.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the official weigh-in for our big night of boxing taking place here on Saturday night. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We are sponsored by Hennessy, Never Stop, Never Settle, Bet Online, MGM Resorts, and JD Sports. Now, all the action will go out live around the world exclusively on DAZN. It's a wonderful fight card, 9 fights, 3 title fights, and 2 world titles. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring the fighters up to the stage so they can face the scale and face each other. Our first contest, 10 rounds in the flyweight division. Making his way now to the stage, presentando de Managua, Nicaragua. Please welcome Carlos Chocorroncito Buitrago. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, fighting out of Rialto, California. Please welcome Ricardo El Niño Sandoval. This fight is being presented in association with Golden Boy Promotions. And now making his way to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chocorroncito Carlos Buitrago. 113 for Buitrago, 113 pounds. And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the scale, Ricardo El Niño Sandoval. 111.8 for Sandoval. Sandoval versus Buitrago, 10 rounds flyweights, Matchroom Boxing in association with Golden Boy Promotions.
That will be our opening bout on Matchroom's Before the Bell. Ricardo Sandoval versus Carlos Buitrago.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 6 rounds in the middleweight division. And now making his way to the stage, 5-1 with 4 knockouts, fighting out of Los Angeles, California, Timothy Spotlight Love. Lee. And now making his way to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the undefeated young fighter, 4-0, 4 knockouts, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada by way of Oakland, California, Amari Jones. And this contest is in association with Devin Haney Promotions.
Everything I taught him. He's not shooting or anything.
159.4 for Timothy Spotlight Lee. And out of the scale, ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated Amari Jones. 160 bang on the middleweight limit, 160 pounds for Amari Jones. Jones versus Lee, 6 rounds middleweights, matchroom boxing in association with Devin Haney Promotions.
Prince Amari Jones versus Timothy Lee, both men making weight at or under the 160-pound limit. Amari Jones, 4-0 in 2021, mentored by Devin Haney and looking to make a splash on Saturday night.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 8 rounds in the super middleweight division. And now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 14 wins, 5 defeats, 1 draw. He's got 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Laredo, Texas, please welcome Rodolfo Cobra Gomez Jr. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. His professional record thus far perfect, 9 fights, 9 victories, 6 of them coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, here is the talented young fast rising undefeated prospect, Alexis Macizo Espino. And out of the scale, please welcome the Cobra, Rodolfo Gomez Jr. 168 bang on the super middleweight limit right there for the Cobra. And now making his way to the scale, Alexis Macizo Espino. 167.4 for Espino, 167.4. Espino and Gomez Jr.'s 8 rounds super middleweights.
Rodolfo the Cobra Gomez Jr. went the distance with Diego Pacheco. He'll be taking on Alexis Espino, undefeated, 9-0, 21 years old. Trained by Robert Garcia.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weigh-in continues right now. 8 rounds in the middleweight division. And now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 14 wins, 2 defeats. He has won no contest, with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, please welcome Quatavius Cold Hard Cash. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, his professional record, a perfect one. 8 fights, 8 victories, 6 of them coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, Austin, Ammo Williams. And out of the scale, ladies and gentlemen, Quatavius Cold Hard Cash. £160, the middleweight limit for Quatavius Cold Hard Cash. And out of the scale, the undefeated young fighter from H-Town, Austin, Ammo Williams. Also, the middleweight limit of 160 pounds, 160 pounds for Ammo Williams. Quatavius Cash, 8 rounds, middleweights, matchroom boxing, MGM Grand Arena, live on DAZN. Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 6 rounds in the super featherweight division, and now making his way to the stage with a professional record of 4 wins, 2 defeats, 1 draw. He has 3 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Cancun, Quintana Roo, Mexico. Please welcome Ronaldo Criminal Solis. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. His young professional record thus far perfect. 4 fights, 4 victories, all 4 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights, of course, out of Fresno, California, the 17-time amateur national champion, 2-time amateur world champion, Mark Castro. And out of the scale, ladies and gentlemen, Ronaldo Solis. 130.8 for Criminal. And out of the scale, of Fresno native, the undefeated Mark Castro. 136.4 pounds for Mark Castro. Mark Castro Solis, 6-round super featherweights, opening up the worldwide telecast.
Ronaldo Solis will be looking to play spoiler against Mark Castro, who's 4-0, all wins by knockout, looking to get to 5-0 on Saturday night.
That'd be a good thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest is brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing in association with Wasserman Boxing, as they're proud to present 10 rounds for the IBF International Heavyweight Championship. Now making his way to the stage, please welcome the challenger. He is undefeated in his campaign with a record of 10 wins, no defeats, 7 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Wetzlar, Frankfurt, Germany by way of Draga, Serbia. Here's the GBU heavyweight champion. Please welcome Amir, the Atomic Akhmatovich. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He is the defending titleist. He also boasts a perfect professional record, 13 fights, 13 victories, 11 big wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Zagreb, Croatia. Please welcome the reigning, defending, undefeated IBF International Heavyweight Champion, the heavy-handed Balkan phenom, Filip El Animal Hrgović. $228.4 for Akhmatovich. And out of the scale, El Animal, Filip Hrgović. 246.8 for the reigning IBF International Heavyweight Champion. Hrgović versus Akhmatovich. 10 rounds for the IBF International Heavyweight Championship. Matchroom Boxing in association with Wasserman Boxing, live on DAZN.
We will be speaking with Filip Hrgović, who will enjoy an almost 20-pound advantage on Saturday night, taking on undefeated Amir Akhmatovich. We welcome Filip Hrgović into the studio. How you doing? Filip, you will be taking on undefeated but untested Amir Akhmatovich. You're going to have an almost 20-pound advantage on Saturday night. How will you use that to your advantage?
You will see on Saturday night. I don't want to underestimate him. I'm ready for everything, and I'm ready to go to distance, and I have big power to knock him out in early rounds. So, looking forward to Saturday night.
You've been called one of the most avoided men in boxing. We know that you have very high ambitions. If you are able to be successful on Saturday night, who would you like to face in 2022?
Yeah, I'm calling out big names for months and years, and I feel ready for everyone. And I would like to face some of the top guys in the division. I would like to have big step up, and it's on my promoters to match me with some good guys. I feel ready for everyone.
But before that, you will be taking on Amir Akhmatovich on Saturday night, December 4th. Also on our card, we will have the undisputed welterweight championship of the world. And to weigh in both women, let's throw it back up to David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest is brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing in association with Lou DeBella's DeBella Entertainment and Michael Short's Dakota Promotions, as they are proud to present 10 rounds of boxing for the undisputed welterweight championship of the world. And now making her way to the stage, please welcome the challenger. Her professional record, 10 victories, 3 defeats, 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Here's the former world title challenger, Candy Crush Wyatt. Wyatt.
I'm not sure why this isn't coming.
And her opponent now making her way to the stage. She is the defending undisputed world champion. Professional record, 10 victories against 2 defeats. She has 3 wins coming by way of knockout. She's a 2-division world champion fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, USA. Here is the reigning, defending, undisputed WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO, and IBO welterweight champion of the world, Jessica Caskilla McCaskill. Now to the scale, please. The challenger, Candy Crush Wyatt. $146.2 for the challenger, $146.2 for Candy Crush Wyatt. And out of the scale, the undisputed 2-division world champion, undisputed in welterweight, Jessica McCaskill. 146.4 pounds for the undisputed welterweight champion. McCaskill versus Wyatt, 10 rounds for the undisputed welterweight championship of the world.
And we will be speaking to Jessica McCaskill, who just weighed in. Jessica, for so long, you were the hunter. You're now the hunted. It's hard enough to become an undisputed champion. It's harder still to stay there. Has your preparation changed at all now that you are the champion?
I wouldn't say my preparation has changed, but we've definitely gotten a lot more detailed in certain things, and everything from my nutrition to strength and conditioning to the rounds that we spar to the self-care and recovery, things like that.
You'll be taking on Candy Wyatt on Saturday night. We know Candy Wyatt's tough. I know you said you don't watch too much film, but you've spent some time now with her. You stared down with her a couple times this week. Anything you noticed from her being in her presence?
I just know she's ready, and that's great when you have an opponent that comes in last minute and they're not here for a payday. They're here to actually fight. I mean, a good fighter always wants to be on the other side of the ring with another person that's willing to fight, a good fighter. So it's going to be exciting.
It's going to be exciting. Jessica McCaskill will be defending all of her welterweight championship belts on Saturday night. Also on the card, Montana Love versus Carlos Diaz. We're going to throw it up to David Diamante to keep it going here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to weigh in the chief support of the evening for this fabulous fight card taking place here on Saturday night. And it's being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing in association with Zanfer Promotions, as they're proud to present 10 rounds of boxing scheduled in the super lightweight division, made at 144 pounds. And now making his way to the stage, please welcome with a professional record of 29 wins, 1 defeat, 2 no contests, and 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Presentando de Santa Cecilia, Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, Carlos JoJo Diaz. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He's a southpaw. He is undefeated in his campaign as a professional with a record of 16 wins. No defeats. He has 1 draw and 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Cleveland, Ohio. Here is Montana. Pretty Love. Now to the scale, please welcome Carlos JoJo Diaz. 139.8 for JoJo Diaz. And now to the scale from the Buckeye State, the undefeated Montana Love. 143.8 for Montana Love, 143.8. Montana Love, Carlos Diaz, 10-round super lightweights at 144 pounds, Matchroom Boxing in association with Sanford Promotions.
I think we have to weigh in Poppy the dog as well. The official mascot for Montana Love. That fight will be at 140 pounds for co-main event. Chief support. Montana Love will be taking on tough Carlos Diaz. And speaking of 140 pounds, I'm joined now by another 140-pounder, Regis Prograis. So we just saw Montana Love weighing in. I understand that you've sparred with Montana Love. You know him well. What do you expect to see from him on Saturday night?
I mean, me and Montana, that's my dog, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Montana, very explosive, very good, very skilled southpaw. We did a lot of runs together in the gym out in Texas. I expect to see, explosion from him. Just some real good fights. Like I said, he got skill, got power, all that. So, we expect that tomorrow night from him.
And also tomorrow night, Devin Haney putting his WBC lightweight title on the line against JoJo Diaz. We're going to see both men weigh in momentarily. Your thoughts on that main event?
I mean, first off, it's a treat for boxing fans, you know what I'm saying? Like, for a long time, the fans wasn't getting a good fights, like we saw a lot of high-level fighters fighting, kind of nobodies, right? But now it's starting to kick things up. Right now, we're getting a lot of high-level fights. So this is a very competitive fight, it's a lot of people saying JoJo gonna win, a lot of people saying Devin gonna win, So I think, for me, it's a great fight for boxing. For me personally, honestly, I can edge it out for, Devin because of the skills, but at the same time, JoJo is, he gonna bring it. He gonna just bring it to him all the way, you know what I'm saying? So, we gonna see, but it's gonna be a good night for boxing overall.
It will certainly be a good night for boxing, and the winner of this fight could be in line for a unification. An undisputed fight with George Kambosos. To do so, that winner would have to travel to Australia. Do you think it would be worth it to travel to Australia to challenge for all the belts?
Of course. Why not? I definitely think you should, man. I mean, for me, Kambosos, he earned that. He beat Tio. For me, Tio was the man at 135, and he beat Tio, and so he earned the right to be considered the man, and you got to come to his hometown. So I think, and of course, Devin said, Devin said he'll fight him anywhere. And I think that, if they can go over there and fill up a stadium, they should do that.
Regis Kroger, thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you back in there in 2022. It's now time to weigh in our main event, and to do so, we're going to throw it back up to David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, where Saturday night, the brutal and beautiful saga of the 135-pound division continues as Mr. Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing and Devin Haney from Devin Haney Promotions, in association with Golden Boy Promotions, are proud to present the WBC Lightweight Championship of the World. This is the official weigh-in. At this time, please welcome to the stage the challenger. His professional record, 32 wins, 1 defeat, 1 draw. He has 15 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of South El Monte, California. Here's the 2012 Southpaw Olympian, the former IBF Super Featherweight Champion of the World, and the current WBC Interim Lightweight Champion, Joseph JoJo Diaz. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He is the defending world champion. His professional record, absolutely perfect. 26 fights, 26 victories, 15 of them coming by way of knockout. Saturday night, he makes his 4th defense of his world title, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Here is the reigning, defending, undefeated WBC Lightweight Champion of the World, Devin the Dream Haney.
Yes, sir. Beverly Hills. Yes, Calabasas. Yes, sir.
And now to scale, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the challenger, Joseph JoJo Diaz. 134.4 for the challenger, 134.4 for Joseph JoJo Diaz. And now to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning, defending, undefeated WBC Lightweight Champion of the World, the young superstar Devin the Dream Haney. 135, bang on for the defending champion, the lightweight limit. 135 for Devin the Dream Haney.
Best in the world, multi-million-dollar, Patrick Mahomes money count, LeBron James put in the chain, be mean like Draymond Green. Yes, sir, you're never in a hurry. You shoot, sharp shoot like Stephon Curry. You're pretty, you're handsome, you fight so skinny out there, don't put You the best, you the most, Tam. We gon' beat him up. Beat him with that nuclear surge and leave that blood. Yes, sir. Shit on him, Tam. Ain't nothing like under you. Look at this little pretty white ass. You pretty white. Yes, sir, you shouldn't try. You gon' get deep fried. Lord Devin Haney gon' tell you bye-bye. Yes, sir. That Oakland with that fight thing. Yes, W. Haney. Yes, sir. Beat up. Now in the same button. Asshole, too. Don't fuck you in your ass. You's a sucker. You's a buster. You're broke. You gon' get beat up for $1.5 million. Take no time. Beat up for $1.5 million. You're a sucker. You ain't about nothing, JoJo. Talking about Fortuna. You ain't done nothing since 2012. You ain't had a fight since 2012. You ain't about nothing. Get out the king here, you chump. You ain't about nothing. You a wait.
Devin Haney, JoJo Diaz, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Lightweight Championship of the World, live on DAZN.
Lord Devin Haney. This is gonna be fun. I love this. JoJo, you got some psychological problems. You know you slow,
JoJo Diaz, Devin Haney.
Lord Devin Haney, you got a lot of nerve.
You can sense the confidence from both men. It's the WBC Lightweight Championship of the World. And we will be speaking to both men.
You slow, JoJo. You gonna get beat up in your birthday suit.
JoJo Diaz 134.4 pounds. His second fight at lightweight. Devin Haney right on the 135-pound limit. We welcome JoJo Diaz, the challenger. JoJo Diaz, on Saturday night, you will be challenging for the WBC lightweight title. You are the underdog in this sport, as you learned. Underdogs are always live. Are you embracing the underdog role?
I'm not embracing it, man. Like I said, I'm just going to believe God. I already did all my time inside that gym and inside that ring in professional ranks where I don't feel like I belong.
How you doing? What's up? What's up?
Just working.
This is your second fight at lightweight.
This is Uncle Haney right here.
How you? Yeah, December 4th. Be there. It's gonna be epic. He gonna see some shit and get hit with some shit that he's never seen before. I promise you. I promise you. Y'all won't want to miss it. It's gonna be good. For sure. No more Diaz. 4.
4?
He gonna go in 4 or before 4 on the 4th. Believe that. Believe that. You can count on that. Take that to William H. Betton, MGM Grand, where we gonna be at. Wherever you want to clean up, man, put it on Haney all the way. It's Haney time.
And that's from his uncle right there. That's a big uncle. All right. Thank you, brother.
Big fights for my career, and I'm just excited to be a part of another big show. And I'm excited to just be here, performing my first main event here in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand. It's a dream come true, and I'm just excited, and I'm embracing everything and absorbing everything, and I know that this is my moment, so I'm going to go out there and do everything possible to put on a great show for the fight fans and come out victorious.
You will be challenging for the WBC lightweight title on Saturday night. Your final message to your fans and your supporters.
Thank you guys for all that support. Come Up is real. Make sure you guys keep on believing in you guys yourself. Keep on working. Anything is possible, guys. Anything is possible as long as you guys put your mind to it. Come Saturday night, I'm putting on a great performance for you guys. I'm ready.
JoJo Diaz, thank you so much. That was JoJo Diaz. We will now be speaking to the WBC lightweight champion of the world, Devin Haney. Devin the Dream Haney. Devin, you fought a lot of tough competitors. You're only 23 years old defending your title. You've seen a lot in that ring already. We know JoJo's tough. He looks comfortable at the lightweight limit. He's a southpaw. Do you think he's going to possess anything you haven't seen before in a boxing ring?
No, of course not. I'm ready for whatever he brings to the table.
You fought here once before at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. You were 17 years old at the time. They made an exception for you to fight one of the youngest fighters to ever fight here. But that was an undercard. This time you're back and you're headlining. You're the main event. I'm sure you dreamed about this moment. I mean, what does it mean to be headlining here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena?
This is a dream come true. I just want to tell him that Lord Devin Haney is getting ready to do something to him that has never happened before. I'm serious as a heart attack. You guys watch it on DAZN. I swear to you, Eddie Hearn is no gimmick to this shit. Ain't none of that Teofimo Lopez daddy.
We know that you had a little face-to-face
Champ,
with George
the king,
Kambosos
Lord Devin Haney's uncle,
course,
folks ain't
fight could be
tripping.
in line to challenge
Diaz
for
is
all
in
of
trouble.
those belts.
We making
Is
him
there
as
any
an
part of you
example.
that maybe
You getting ready to see and get a sample. You dig what I mean? And it's gonna be a little bit, just a little ample. That way, that way. Watch my grandma. Watch it. Pay attention to that philosophical game that I kick and Lord Devin Haney put in the chain. You dig? And you gonna see it, man. They talk about that they heard it all over. You ain't heard about the nuclear slug that shoot them missiles from underneath, from up above. You never heard that before.
4th, this man, Devin the Dream Haney, defending
You
his
said it yourself. You smart,
title
aren't you?
against the hungry
That
and
way,
ready
that part.
challenger, Joe Diaz, to get the action started. We're going to
One
run
of his
into
cameramen
match rooms
saying
before the
something,
bell. That's going to be at
and
1:30
we got to go by the
PM
rules because of Eddie
Pacific
Hearn.
time. We will
Lord
see
Devin
you
Haney,
tomorrow.
and by way of
For all my
matchroom,
guests, I am
respect
Karan
them
Bhatia. Thank you
so
so
high.
much for being with us.
Other than that, though, they can get it, man. You know what I mean? Because Devin Haney ain't playing. Teofimo did that with the belt. We going to walk through him. Now we got Gamboa over in Australia, and long distance won't be able to save him.
They need a round. It's not a game. It's not a game.
Charlie. You want to go meet him?
Oh, yeah, we get too.
They both.
tired though, man.
Can I just get quick thoughts on the fight, brother?
No, I gotta do my own work.
Okay,
but
I got you, brother.
after.
Okay, thanks, Paul.
Oh, yeah, respect to this guy.
Going down there?
Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
Thank you. Yellow wristbands, please. All right, yellow.
What's up? I've been looking for you, man. I got Give me your number again.
That's all. April, can I ask you 2 questions real quick for the fight? Or you're not trying to? It's simple, it's cute stuff, but yeah. I was gonna say, just how you feeling about Devin? You feel like this is a breakout fight for him? You know, this is a chance to get him towards being a star. And then the second one is, does it feel good when he names punches after you? Is that cool?
Can you give me time to think about my answer?
Of course.
But I'll do it for you.
Of course. Thank you, April.
Thank you.
Yes, I'll come back to you.
Okay, for sure.
Oh, this Devin. All right. How you doing, Samantha?
Hi, Sean. How are you? Nice to see you.
Sorry.
He said exchange, and I said I'm gonna do what I do. And then he said exchange. He kept saying exchange, and then I said, nigga, I'm gonna stop you. And he said,
ran over turn.
Oh, he said something like, oh, he said, this is my show. I said, what? And he said, and then he said, this is my show. I said, this is my show. And then I couldn't hear him what he was saying. So I said, I did like that.
I saw it.
I did like that. I said, what you saying? And then he said, this is my show. Bomb, get out of here.
What are your final? Obviously, things have been getting heated from the first press conference through fight week now. I mean, you guys aren't going to see each other till you step in that ring. Final words to JoJo Diaz.
Ain't no final words. The words we said up there. Now, ain't nothing to do, but we're fighting. That's what we're going to do Saturday.
Watch it.
Hey, when you look into his eyes, what did you see?
Shine. Strap.
I don't believe
Strap.
that. Look in the eyes and you see.
We the strap. I'm going to talk to you. Come on.
We're going to fight for the fans. More prepared. I have the skills. Get back to it. Excuse me. Yep. So I just feel like I'm more prepared, better skills. I'm just an overall better fighter. And
did you happen to catch the?
Sorry.
The running church head with his camera guy, a little back and forth, a little pushing.
Nah, I didn't see. But
yeah, I think they'll put Church on the next undercard, man.
You know, it might have been a little pushing, but he wouldn't have wanted to take it too far.
From after weigh-in to fight night?
Oh, just rest, and the hard work is done. Rest up, some more food, and rehydrate all the way, and be ready.